may already know. We are waiting for our guest of the day, who is Alex Diaz. So he is a student, he's an entrepreneur, and then he has done quite a lot in his life. Initially to till the date, it's been quite a time. I believe like it's more of like 1 or 2 years that he's been a student. But again, for the students like who think that who cannot do much of the things in their student life, that he is a gentleman that who has done quite a things that which are people are afraid of, and people think that they cannot do it. So here we are. Welcome to our podcast, Mr. Alexander Diaz, or should I call you Alex? Hi, Alex.
Hey Doshi, how are you? Thank you for
Good. How are
inviting
you
me for the
doing?
space.
That's great. Yeah, good to have you online. Thank you for your time from your busy schedule, Alex. And today we're gonna talk about everything. I think about your life, about what you do, how you do, and everything. So I would like to start with your introduction. So how do you see who you are and what you do? If you give us a help to tell our viewers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, for those who doesn't know me, I'm Alex. I'm owner of the Italian Dream Squad, which is a car detailing company.
Yeah,
I'm a student here in Australia. I'm currently studying graduate diploma in project management.
perfect.
I did have a background back in my country, which is Chile, in IT,
Hmm.
and I just decided to, come to Australia. Well, initially, I wanted to learn the language, right? Because I didn't have any English. So
Right.
I decided to go for a first stop in New Zealand,
Hmm.
learn English. Why
Right.
that? Well, because I always heard that New Zealand people are very nice to foreigners and they're very patient.
Hmm.
So I want that kind of environment for me to learn the language.
Right.
And I quite spent a lot of time there. I wasn't expecting that, but that's all life it is.
Hmm.
And then I continue my life, and that's when I always wanted to come to Australia. And yeah, I just came here.
Right. So, why did you choose New Zealand before? And how many years did you spend in New Zealand?
Well, I spent 4 years in New Zealand, which I wasn't
Okay.
expecting. I only wanted to be 1 year there. Uh,
Right.
but it's just because New Zealand is just such a beautiful country. And in the end, I made so many friends. I feel so attached to the people I was living with. Um, and I made a life after. So it was hard for me to leave New Zealand after. But I always wanted to come to Australia. I always felt like Australia was more a home for me than New Zealand. So I just have to raise my mind and just keep going into my journey.
Okay. Just for our viewers, Alex, you are just in your early 30s, and it's been only roughly 2.5 years that you are in Australia. And then
Yes,
you just mentioned that that you are almost 4 years that you stayed in New Zealand, haven't you?
yeah.
So let's I'm not gonna touch it immediately. I want to go back talking about how's your lifestyle? How was your childhood? How did you just been and just for our viewers, he is from Chile. That's just a little place in South America, which is quite close to the Antarctica, if I'm not wrong. And
Yes.
yes, I quite a did a research of my like all big team of me. So
Yeah.
yeah. so so yeah, how did it come to your mind to come to Australia only?
Oof. Well, like you mentioned, Australia is a very long country,
Yeah.
so you can actually, see all kind of weather over there. But funny thing is, I always felt attached to the idea of leaving the country. So even if I was a child, my mother was mentioned that I always felt like the with that this necessity of leaving the country. I guess because I always never felt that that was my home. I always
Mm-hmm.
felt like I wanna get to another place. I wanted to get into the adventure of finding that place for me. So
Right.
since I had memory, I always wanted to leave the country. I never was gonna be able to plan when, but
Mm-hmm.
I always in deeply in me, I knew I was gonna leave. And
Right.
I come to my mind with different countries. I started with America first, then I
Mm-hmm.
realized what it is there. then Canada. Then I realized how bad the weather there is. Then I
Right.
went for
Yes.
UK and how people be treated there. So yeah, then New Zealand I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a first stop there, just to
Right.
chill and just to learn the language. But Australia was always for me. It feels more like home than any other country.
So, how difficult was it as you speak Spanish? I know that's your first language, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's
So,
correct.
how difficult was it initially when you come to New Zealand? Did you pre-prepare it coming to New Zealand, speaking in English, talking, or did you learn after coming to New Zealand?
Yeah, I had some basic stuff, but it's just that basic English was from American English. So
Right.
coming to New Zealand, which has a completely different pronunciation, was basically to start from zero. I have no idea, not even how to ask for water. Because if you say water, they were like, "Oh, you mean water?" or I don't
What?
know,
All
whatever,
right.
all the
Yes.
pronunciation. And my ears was not prepared to hear those words, and I didn't realize, oh, this is water, but they just call it differently. And
Absolutely.
so I guess everyone have that sort of experience, and it
Right.
was hard, I guess for you as well. Our languages compared to to English is quite
Yeah.
different. The
Yeah.
way it is
People.
structured
Yeah.
is different, and it's so hard. Uh,
Right.
but in the end, you are full of materials in internet. You are full of movies. You are full of shows that it can help you. So your ears is always going to be trained in so many ways, and it's just a matter of how you take it seriously. How you learn constantly.
Right.
That's going to make the difference if how fast you can learn the language.
Beautiful. Right. So, again, I go back to Chile. I'll again just that going to the butt where you started from.
Yeah.
So, so what sort of child you were? And how did you go in study? And were you ever a student? And how did you motivate yourself in initial time? And then when before you
Cool.
decided to come to New Zealand. So how is
Yeah.
your childhood was in Chile?
Well, I've always been a very, very shy kid, and but I was
I
quite
can see
smart.
that. Yeah,
And I always
cool.
was the first of my class, but I was not like a dedicated kid that I was studying for every test. I was just being in class, paying attention, and just doing my test, but I never was studying. But I was doing great. So for me, school was never difficult, not even high school. University was quite a little bit more challenging,
Mm-hmm.
but in the end, I I always when I finish, I always want to be the best. That's what I always challenge myself. I want to always be the best,
So
and
you were a quite like competitive student, like who wanted to go like ahead in the race, but you're still
definitely,
shy and be in your own orbit, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. Funny
before
thing is,
coming, yeah, please.
sorry. The funny thing is, even my best friend in university was very. I saw him like a very big competition at first because he was going to always to the first uh, uh, scores and stuff, and then he becomes finally my best friend. So, but I always being competitive, but in a healthy way.
Right, that's really good. So what did you study before you come to Australia or maybe New Zealand? So what did you
Oh,
complete to study in Chile? Yeah,
well, I study IT,
you did study
so
IT. Okay,
yes,
tell me
I
something
can.
about that.
Well, the IT field in Chile is quite different because you have to when you study IT in university, you get everything from security, database, systems. It's like a bunch of mix that I don't see here. Here you study all those careers uh, in different courses, but in
Okay,
Chile it's all in one.
right,
So on that when I was there, I always was interested as well in business. So I picked
right,
a specific area which I was really into it, which it was business intelligence.
right. Yes.
I wanted that one. I liked the idea of combining my IT knowledge with business, which was my passion. Since I was a kid, I always wanted in some. point of my life to create a business. I keep learning, I keep absorbing information about business from people, from internet, etc. So that was a good start point for me to combine both and start working professionally in the field. Start working with
Right.
companies, seeing how they work deeply in the data.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that made me hungry of wanting more and try to fund
Mm.
some business. So I always had this sort of entrepreneur sort of soul. I always trying some little things, some new stuff I saw in the market, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna try to sell it. And then, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try to make this little library sort of uh, company that I did in some point in uni. But I always have these ideas, business ideas, trying to make it work. It never worked out
Beautiful.
well, but I learned in the process. So yeah, that's
So,
good.
how did you switch? I came to know that you are still studying project management in Australia.
Yeah.
But did you study in New Zealand when you went to New Zealand?
Not actually. When I was there, I was with a working holiday visa,
Right.
but I was just I was planning to study English, but then I realized I went to a course for a month just for a trial, and I
Mm-hmm.
hated it because it was very slow. The structure of the course was not right for me, and because I am a very curious mind, I know how my mind works. I I developed my own way of learning
Right.
myself into
Yes, we have lost you, Alex. It seems like that you're talking about that, yes, some your study. I'm not sure that we are having some issues seeing you online. I'm not sure you're there. There is some reception issues. I'm not
oh
sure.
the,
No,
can you hear
Alex,
me
I
now?
think we have lost you for a bit. So yes.
Oh, I was I was receiving a call actually from a
All
customer, so I'm
right. You're a
guessing
busy
that's
man,
why
of
it
course. We
stopped
have
the
taken your
line.
time enough. I get that. Okay, I won't take much of time. I just have only like a few questions, as I mentioned that earlier as well. So when you were in New Zealand, so what brought you? Again, my question was you when you're talking about your New Zealand life. So coming from IT to when you said that you were in business analytical and the business that IT in the business studies when you mentioned, right? And then and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
coming here, you came here and you enroll yourself into a project management. So
yes,
do you think that help you in your future, in your initiative or of your entrepreneurship?
yes, exactly. The reason I decided to study this kind of career here was
Hmm.
because I saw that I reached a good level of potential in my career, right? I know
Right.
a lot of knowledge. I am very competitive. I can be the best. But when I was getting into my goals, into really to be the leader of a project,
Yeah.
uh, I wasn't be able to do it properly because I had one chance for a little project, 3 months to do it, and it was awful. And it was only because my leadership skills were not there. And so then I
Mm.
realized soft skills, my communication skills, they were not strong enough. I was too shy for it. I didn't have the confidence to talk to people. And then at some point, I I thought that maybe this idea of going to New Zealand, it was gonna help me to just go to this solo journey and find that side of myself that I want to develop. And it actually helped me out a lot because a part of learning the language, English, was difficult. I wanted to push it to the next level. So that's when I started to work in hospitality. And it was awful. Hospitality is a really tough industry to work, but in some way it teaches you so many skills. It gives you confidence. It pushes you to talk to people, uh, to deal with very uncomfortable situations, and all those skills are very necessary for you to grow up. For you to, it's it's interesting always how from chaos, from very uncomfortable situations is when you grow the most. So I have to go through all those jobs, all those hospitality jobs, for me to not only keep improving my English, but also to keep growing and improving my social skills. And that's when it was more easy for me to become, I guess, a leader of a group. And that pushed me as well to start studying, uh, this project management thing because I wanted to lead a team. I wanted to become a leader, and it's just all this experience helped me to feel the confidence to do it.
Perfect. Okay, Alex, that's really inspiring. Now I'll directly come to this question. When did you come to Australia? Like 2023, did you mention?
Yeah,
And how long did it take you to start your own business? Guys who doesn't know, my viewers, that he is an entrepreneur of Detailing Dream Squad, and he is in a partnership with his own brother. Like, there are two brothers who have started this Detailing Dream Squad business from just a house garage, if I'm not wrong, Alex.
yeah, yeah,
Yes, and then you are more into the luxurious car who you detail more, and then taking care of all the protective sheets, and I don't know, maybe the technical language you do more. So I want to know, I want to know about, like, from 2023, we just landed into 2026, right? So it
yeah.
just, like, I would say roughly 3 year, or people just, I think they complete their initial study coming in Australia. So I want you to tell us, or what inspired you from start you as a student, what brought you into the business and the entrepreneurship again, please.
Yeah, well, like I said, I always have this entrepreneur mind, but
Mm-hmm.
business just don't come into your door like all the time. So
Right.
it comes with the random times. You just
Yeah.
have to pick the right time and the right opportunity
Right.
and start building something from it. So in my case, I was in this situation when my third job was just coming to Australia, and then suddenly I was in a situation when he didn't know English. He was same as me when I was in New Zealand. He just came here with zero English. He was taking some classes to learn that. So he was having some difficulties, struggling to find a job. So then I saw this person who was selling a bunch of products and equipment from car detailing. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna buy this, and then I'm gonna resell it, and I'm gonna try to get some money from it because I was trying to maintain both of us. It was quite hard. But then I was like, okay, what if I make this a little business so my little brother can work in this, and and it will feel that sort of problem we got. So that was the initial idea of this. But then is when I realized, okay, what is car detailing? I didn't know actually, I had no idea what was car detailing before. I started to do my research, and then I find out it's a very good niche, and it's very profitable. It doesn't have much of uh, uh, budget, for you to enter to this kind of business. It's not hard to learn as well. You just need some time and dedication. So I give it a chance. We decided together with Sergio and I, and then we were just decided, okay, let's just try it. Let's just do it. He also is always into business. He's always was our relationship was always trying to be was always built in talking about business. He was more
Wow.
into the trading side, but we always have that side of in common, business,
Right.
money.
Perfect.
so so it was easy at first to convince to each other to start this business and to try. And but for that first, I needed to learn a lot. What is car detailing? How can I, what is this about? How can I learn all the skills I need? Uh, I took some online courses. How can I, structure my company? How can I structure my prices? What is the? I want to be competitive. That's when I realized, okay, when I have the whole picture of what car detailing was and the
Mm-hmm.
business was, I decided to go for a more premium side of service because I saw many other car detailers, but the premium side it was not being touched much. And for me, it was more profit, but it was less job. I mean, I'm charging more, uh, and I'm getting less, I guess people on my business are customers that are, I guess, more easy. Because when any business, when you charge, you're gonna get cheap customers, and that's mean normally problems. And normally, those kind of clients will be more critical with you, and it's more
Right.
hard to handle them.
Right.
But when
Alex, but sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no,
Why
no,
from IT to project management and all of a sudden in car detailing, which is also luxurious car only? So
no.
how come? Is
Yeah.
it because of your brother when you just mentioned that he is into that having like leadership attitude and then he wanted to do? But why did you pick up? Is it just because of I believe there is enough competition in the market for the car detailing as well. But when you mentioned there is no much of car detailing, but of like something premium that you
Yeah.
wanted to do. Yeah, but why from all of a sudden that not doing in any of the project management, but you wanted to do started your business, but why did you pick up only this?
Well, like I said, it was just an opportunity I just took. I always like I mentioned, I always wanted to do business. So
Mm-hmm.
this course actually helped me a lot. Even if it doesn't have anything to do with car detailing, it gave me so many skills I'm using right now. So like even for example, like communications with my clients where I have to send them quotes or I have to send them emails. Those are skills I didn't have, and all I learning in those management courses. And these
Right.
management courses also help me to go step by step with a process to
Beautiful.
learn how to schedule, how to get a system. And
Yeah.
those systems are so important for your business go to uh, in one way, and in a healthy process. And so believe it or not, all these courses, even if it doesn't have anything to do with car detailing, it really helped me a lot.
Beautiful. And do you have regular clients?
Yes. I
That's
mean, it
good.
took
That's
it,
good.
it took a while to to find a process or a formula that works for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because at the beginning, I took it just as a part-time job. I had
Right.
these other jobs that I was
Right.
trying to, pay my bills, pay my rent, etc. And I was just I was just doing this business as a hustle, just
Yeah.
in my garage, on in the weekends, because I was not. I needed time to build the base of my business, and to build the base of my business takes so long because there's so many things to set up. A lot of people doesn't know how much work it takes to set up everything. Is
Right.
it's not just logo, it's not just name, it's not just start the business in and doing official. It's a lot of work behind. You have to think about in in your website in how is the image you want to give to people and how you want to communicate with them, how is going to be uh, your services, your prices, and how you're gonna set up everything. So how you're gonna create this system that is gonna work together. So I needed that time, but at the same time, I needed to keep paying my bills. And Australia is quite expensive, so it took me some months to me and Sergio to build up this base.
Yeah.
Uh, and once we started to get more people, we started to quit jobs or we started to reduce hours of work slowly.
Um, right. That's really good to know, Alex. But just one. I think it's been 1.5 year almost that you have started your and established everything. I think since we communicate, I remember that when I was last meeting you and communicating you kind of establishing it, like you kind of having a foundation of what you're doing right now. And I think it's been 1.5 year that you are up to a level right now. How was your initial 6 months of struggle, like establishing a business? First thing, I want you to highlight because I think you're still living with at the same place that we when we I discussed with you last time when we met.
Yeah, yeah.
And so finding the network of the clients, finding the people, and how easy or how difficult was your first 6 months to building a network?
Okay, so many questions. Okay, let's just go
Okay,
one by
let's
one.
start. Let's start with your first
Yeah.
6 months of business. Yes.
Yes, yes. But the first month, I mean, from started, it was easy. I
Mm-hmm.
actually couldn't realize how easy it was for me to be a student to uh, to be able to create a business. I thought it was something that I was not going to be able to do it, and
Hmm.
I was impressed with how easy it was the whole process to do it. Legalize the name and to do all the thing. It was actually quite easy, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
impressed because I thought I was going to have to show so many paperwork or so many stuff. So I'm glad that Australia make it easy for you, to start any business here. So after that, the first struggles was to find uh, the way to get some profit because you are investing a lot of money at first, right? In products and knowledge and courses and to create this system. But how you're gonna get the people? You need to go and trying to find it in some way, and there are different ways. So in my case, it started with friends
Yeah.
and with clients. When I got my first client, he called me to other clients, to other people, to their friends. So then I started to get word of mouth sort of clients, but the process was quite slow. But when after I finished my fifth month is when I decided to go with ads. A
Hmm.
big step. That was a big step, but I have to learn a lot because it's a very complex system. Marketing is not something that I have no idea or nothing about marketing. So,
Yeah, I know that. Yes.
but that's the thing about being an entrepreneur. You have to have so many skills, and if you don't have it, you have to wait to learn it. So
Yeah.
I I focused all my energy into learn marketing, and I did my first Google Ads campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great, and everything started to jump, in, crazy. But you
Yeah.
have to risk on it. So that's the complicated part. That's the fear that you have to fight all the time as an entrepreneur. It's to win to that fear. But
Yeah.
I guess it's easier being a foreign, being someone that coming from another country. It's easier for us to win to that fear because we already win once coming to here, learn another
Yes.
language. There is take a
Absolutely.
lot of effort and a lot of courage to do it. So make
Hmm.
it a bit. It doesn't have much difference.
Mm.
So yeah.
That's it. And how challenging was it to start it from your garage? Because I came to know, like when I last talked to you, that you're living with other boys. Was it
Mm.
very, objective to you, or like did they question you on that? And how was the initial setup and hurdles did you face?
Yeah. When I started, I wanted to try to be the most efficient financially speaking.
Yeah.
So I was in that time when I just started, I was living in Bondi, paying a
Hmm.
huge amount of money in rent. And I realized, okay, I cannot do my business here because all my money is going just to pay rent. So I needed to find a big place where I can just set up my workplace, hopefully with a double garage, with a cheap rent. And I was like, where am I gonna find this place? And
Yeah.
lucky me, next week I just find this huge house quite far away of everyone, but it was a really, really good spot for me to start a business. It was a
Mm.
really good, it was a very strategic place where
Mm-hmm.
all around with was suburbs with people with a lot of money.
Yeah.
Um, and it was a very residential area, so I could see a good potential here. So, but the house was completely a disaster. It was
Right.
abandoned for a year. So I was like, okay, I talked to the owner. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna take care of all the cleaning,
Oh wow.
everything, and just give it a house. So yeah, I just
That's a lot. That's a
yeah
lot.
took the house. It took us
Yes.
like 2 or 3 weeks to clean up everything.
Oh wow.
You
And
can
then
imagine how
again,
many spices.
perfect. And then you again started with the word of mouth before, because you said that you don't know much of the marketing, and then you started
Yeah.
talking friends and then people, and then that's how you made your clients, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
then
Yes.
you just
Exactly.
mentioned that your clients do visit now, it's become regular. How much do you think that it affects you that there is a lot of market competition when it comes to car detailing? And then,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I think every second person has a luxurious car in the outside in the market, and then it become really affordable nowadays, people like to have it. So
Yeah.
why DDS?
Well, yeah. Well, like you mentioned, we have a lot of competition as a car detailing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But we do have a lot of cars. Like in average, an Australian family have at least 3 cars. So it's
Right.
never gonna be enough car detailers to do all those cars. And plus,
Absolutely.
Australia have a big market because people here take care of their cars. They
Mm,
have a better quality life, so they can afford to do it. Now,
right.
coming to the name, was a very cool name because what we wanted to represent is to come back to when I try to have the picture of the entire business or this field, this niche, it's like the result. When people
Mm,
see their cars dirty or super, uh, they just don't care about because they were too busy. When they see their cars new, like brand new again, they they had this reaction of they almost fall in love with their cars again. Like since when our idea of making car detailing is to trying to make look the car as new as possible. And
mm,
when people see their new cars, I can see in their eyes that feeling coming back. That feeling of, oh, this is my new car. And when you get a new car, you just want it so bad. You dream about it. You talk about it to a lot of people. I want this car. You get obsessed with that idea. So that's what we wanted to revive in memories of people.
right.
So the Italian Dream Squad is also about teamwork. So the main
Mm,
thing, the main name, when I wanted to build is that is how important for me is the teamwork to
yeah.
create this business,
Hmm.
and secondly the results. To that's why the slogan is reviving, uh, new cars because it's, we wanted to revive that uh, essence of the what the cars was for people.
Beautiful. That's really a good story to come up with the name that represent the whole team all together. And then it's not an individual effort, so it's a team effort. That's what it's called, a squad.
Yeah.
Again, I want to go back to that, when, like, it's been 1.5 year that you are doing all that thing. How much do your friends and family support? Because you're kind of building a complete new establishment for upcoming years, as I look at it. So how much do you
Yeah.
think your friends and family support it?
Yeah. Well, at first they were in shock. They never thought I was gonna leave my field IT and suddenly start a business that had nothing to do with what I was studying.
Yeah.
But they were very supportive because they knew it deeply that it doesn't matter what I do. I wanna have success because I'm an obsessed person. I'm very focused in what I do, and they believe in that. Doesn't matter what I do, I was gonna succeed. And that was very important for me to have that support and not that complaining. Oh, why don't you don't do this? Why don't you don't keep working in your career?
Right.
So yeah,
Yes.
it was great.
Are you the eldest in your family, and then you must have more responsibility if you are? Yes.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking about it, I just want to know that, when you initially started, of course, I think when any of us start any new business, we do not know even the ABC of the business. Did you screw up anyone's car?
Yes. When I
Okay.
was
And how
just,
did you deal with it?
I never gonna forget that first car I did. It was a friend's car, but I did a lot of my friend's car first because I wanted to try what I all that I was learning. And I had this car of one of my friends, and she, can you hear me? Oh, okay, okay. Because yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see you. Yeah, I can see you now.
Are you there?
Okay, sweet. Where I was? Okay. So I get this car friend, and she knew I was, trying all these car detailing stuff. So she was happy just to get
Right.
a car detailing for free. So it was just like, okay, just be aware we are learning. And she was just like, yeah, don't worry, just do what you can. Uh, so yeah, just be free to do whatever you want. She's like, okay, cool. We did our first try, and we were scared as hell because we didn't know what to do wrong. We saw a lot of stains all over the car, and then is when I realized how important it is to follow a procedure. Because this chemical have to go first, and then this other one, and then this other one. If you mess up
Right.
an order, it's gonna get messy. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that was my first big lesson, to
Wow.
structure a standard procedure, and follow up that in the correct way, because everything is very important here. You don't want to mess up any car.
Absolutely. So you do deal most of the luxurious car. How difficult and challenging this is for you? Because of course, when you just said that you don't want to mess up in anyone's car, and then I think you and your brother is the only team that you deal with, or do you have the more boys to take care of the cars?
Yeah, at the moment it's just the two of us.
Right.
We were in some point about to get an extra member, because we were
Mm-hmm.
actually getting super busy. We were just struggling with
Right.
all the work. But at the same
Right.
time, when you start a business, you're always going to have those very unpredictable times. Some weeks are going to be
Absolutely.
crazy, some weeks are going to be super dead quiet. So I didn't want to risk it to hire somebody and then not have enough jobs to give them. So I was just gonna. I decided to wait a little until I can see a point where my business is more stable. We give me some,
Mm-hmm.
some average income stable, and then
Right.
I will get an extra person.
Right. Alex, how difficult is it for you to deal with your study, your I think you do another jobs as well, right? If I'm
No,
not
not
wrong.
not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Yeah.
Right. So your study and your just full time focus on your car detailing. That's what you are.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And if you have any day which is kind of like when a booking on the day, and then you sudden has to go to your classes or something. So how do you manage it? Like overly stressed, I would say.
Um. Well, I guess because I have it easier, because in my case, like I mentioned before, I always been a very smart kid, and I always never needed like a huge amount of hours to study. I don't know why. I just pay attention in the right moment, and that's just keep into my mind. Uh,
Nice.
so it started for me
Mm-hmm.
hasn't been an obstacle.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in terms of time, when I have to submit, I don't know, like a work or some assessment. Sometimes I'm a bit of short of time, but I just have to, find my priorities. So
Absolutely.
so I'm here because of a visa. I'm a student first, so I need to put my efforts
Right.
first into do right with my school. And
Beautiful.
if I'm okay with that, I can do whatever thing with my business. So
Absolutely.
as long as I'm doing everything I have to do with my school, that's fine. But it is hard. It is hard to manage those times, that stress. Uh, but it's part of the day to day. I mean, everyone deal with different situations, with different struggles, and this is just one of them. And being an entrepreneur, you deal with so many of those. So it's just come part of your life just, yeah, just go with the flow, but just do it right.
Right. And just wanted to bring it up. If you're comfortable to answer, you do it. Otherwise, it's completely fine. You can skip it. So, you are good looking. You are in your early 30s. How much do you think that you're having the people that who kind of distract you from your work? You know what I mean? And then, like, there's some clients who are more interested in you than your car detailing and keep on coming over and over.
Well, yeah, actually, well, not early 30s. I am about to get 35. So yeah,
Right. But still, you are young. I would still say there are people 35 that who are young in the market. Yes.
yeah. Uh, it is funny because I do actually have a positive impact into people in the way you
Right.
look. It's not just my face; it's just the way who you represent your brand. Is
Right.
the church is how your profile, everything, and I guess because people likes as well to see Latinos. I guess they always find super curious about my accent or the accent of Sergio's,
Mm-hmm.
and they always ask us about it. And I feel very welcome in that way from customer, from people asking us where are we from, or they're super happy, we are here. Actually, some of them was super nice to us, and he just welcomed us to Australia. He just say like, Australia needs people like you. You are just not just student. You are doing a lot of work. They were just super happy, and I feel so welcome. And yeah, the reaction of people is very cool. Um,
Right.
but yeah, I do have people coming back sometimes.
That's really good to
uh,
know. Great. So okay, one of the very tedious one I would have right now. Do you get tired? For example, I would say that you are very excited, like let's say tomorrow is completely booked out, and that you have a couple of clients, like maybe a one client who has a lot to do in his car, and then all of a sudden he call you and then he just cancelled, and then you just kind of feel yourself demotivated or tired. So how do you manage your mindset at the time?
oh, yeah, that's a tough question because it happens all the time, and your mood is gonna go from way up to the very bottom in just minutes because everything can just change a lot very easy in any business.
Mm-hmm.
And like I mentioned before, some weeks you're gonna have a lot of work, you're gonna have a lot of income, but the next week you just have nothing and you don't know what happened,
Yeah,
and you feel demotivated and you don't know what to do,
exactly.
and it's quite normal. But the most important thing is just to keep calm. Is just to see
Mm,
this as the time you are quiet is the time for you to keep growing, to keep
mm,
building something, to keep. I don't try to waste time into sadness. I
mm.
always, if I see a moment of doubt, I always trying to. I always take my time of a day for meditation.
That's
That's quite
nice. Yeah.
important
Yeah.
to take that time to keep motivating yourself and to keep going because everything is very stressful and you have to manage and you have to
Hmm.
keep a healthy life. You want to keep a healthy mindset as well. Um, and you're going to have a lot of thoughts constantly of, you know what, this is too much. I can quit. I can just go to my comfortable life
Yeah.
and everything is going to be easier.
Yep.
But no, you have to go. I have to go. I have gone through that very often, but the only person that can motivate you is just yourself. And
Absolutely.
it is you have to have a really strong mindset. And for me, is my goals is what motivates me the most. When you have a clear goal, write it into your room or write it
Yeah.
into some place you can wake up and see it every day. That is what reminds you every day of why are you fighting so much? What are you fighting for? So getting that reminder every day is very important to keep you motivated.
What is who is your go-to person, Alex, when you feel a bit down, when you feel like quite demotivated? I understand that you like to go meditation and all the stuff, but again, sometimes you like to vent it out, you like to talk to someone. So is it your little brother that whom you usually go to, or do you have someone else, like any of your close friends or someone that whom you like to vent it out?
I I actually don't know if I have one because okay, so when I was in New Zealand, I used to have more amount of friends, right? So I have a more strong connections with people. When here in Australia, since I started my business, I completely went away of my social life. I completely
Mm-hmm.
left out my social life because I wanted to focus so much in this business. And so that is one of the disadvantages as well. Having to study, having to work, and having to have a business, it doesn't give you time to get a social life. Uh, so answering your question, I don't have one. But even if I have someone to talk to, it's always going to be Sergio. But of course, it's just 20 years old. I can't just tell
I
them
get it.
everything. But I think it's more the opposite. I always try to keep motivate him than he
Okay.
to him to me. Uh, it's funny, but I feel like he teach me a lot of lessons as well. But uh, yeah, I don't have a go-to person. I think it's just
Right.
me. Just if I need some time, I will just go to a quiet place and just talk to myself. I will look
That's
crazy
good.
maybe for an external person, but that's the way how I channel everything.
That's good. So when you said that you are a shy person, I again go back to that you are passionate, you have the leadership quality. But again, now I can see that you are a people person as well, that you talk to the customers. How do you judge people, Alex? Like, not judging that way, like let's say if I come to your place for my car service, how do you judge that this person will come back? Are you going to like see or providing? I'm not saying that you are not going to going to provide not a nice or the better the service or something discount, but of course you are brilliant at what you do. How much do you think like you put your efforts, or that you judge to a person? Again, I bring back to that. How do you judge someone that he will come back to you, judge a client that he will come back to you?
Uh, well, first of all, it's always so important to do the pre-sale and the post-sale. So both points are
Okay.
very important for any transaction. So when you get to a point when you see the first time your client, uh, for me, there, I guess there are some different ways to approach somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
My way to do it in a sales point is to be honest, to
Mm-hmm.
be to be genuine. I'm not gonna sell you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna go for a fake promise of what your car is gonna be. I always go with the truth and the results. And I'm not gonna be able to fix this because of this, that, and that. And that's what people appreciate a lot. So when they see the results in the end, they not only are happy with the service or with the results, but also because I was not forcing them into buy me because I was just, faking all those promises. So, and I see that people appreciate that a lot. Even when sometimes I had a situation with a client when I couldn't deliver the car on time. I promised them to get this car this day, but then it was so much work to do with that car. Plus, I had some orders to do. I couldn't handle it to do it on that day, so I asked him if he can give me another day, and I explained to him the reasons. And it was actually it was very nice. He understood the reasons. He actually appreciated for me to be honest with him and just tell him that I needed that extra time to keep working on his car. And in the end of the service, he was super grateful for that. So, in my point of view, my way to do sales in my business is just being genuine, not being faking or
Hmm.
uh, you know trying to sell. a service of this product, like this product.
Beautiful. Okay. Have you ever faced any situation when any of your client got angry on any something, not your work, but maybe on anything, and then not as you mentioned that not delivering on time or something? And how did you handle that situation? Talk about it if you can, please.
Oh well, yeah, like this same client, I just called him and I talked to him. I was quite nervous because I thought in some point, okay, if he really want this car this day, I'm fine. But it was very easy. It was just like, you know what, it's okay because he actually worked like that as well. He was a painter, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
he it was very common for him to do the same with his client. So when he couldn't handle it to finish a job on time, he was just talk to the client. So he felt very, uh, with my situation. He understood and he was super happy after.
Right. Okay, that's really good. So that means that's we call a client relationship with the
Yeah,
entrepreneur. Like, yes, that's how you build a relationship with them, and then they will come back to you.
yeah,
Okay,
sure.
talking about the last year sale, and I'm talking about 2024 and 2025. So how much boost did you get, and how nicely is it growing, and what is the sales different? And also, I'm gonna add it not only the overall sale, I'm talking about the profit because that includes you are working, your brother working, chemicals you guys are using. So overall,
Yeah,
like the sales in the market. Yeah.
yeah. You always have to keep in mind when you start a business that the first
Mm-hmm.
months or the first years
Yeah.
is you're never gonna see a big amount of profit because
Yeah.
you're always gonna have to keep investing. You have to keep
Mm-hmm.
proving stuff, and it's a lot of work, and you're not gonna have that many clients. So you always have to keep in mind that when you start a business.
Mm.
So in our case, 2025, the first part of 2025 was a year when we were still doing this as a part-time job. So we
Right.
were not doing much, but everything that was coming, we were keep investing into buying
Mm.
new products, buying new equipment, improving these lights in the ceiling or painting the walls, etc. So it was all being investing.
Mm.
And so we didn't so much profit, but by the last 3 months of the 2025 was quite crazy. We got a lot of clients, a lot of people. We didn't stop working so many weeks, and that's when we started to see some of the results of all the work we did, the whole year. So I will say the last 2 months we're starting to see some real profit.
That's good.
And if you need an amount, I will say, okay, I was for months being just having 5K monthly uh, profit.
Beautiful.
And just on December, I got my first 10K. So that was
10K.
the yeah. So that was my
Nice.
first. That was I just checked my first goal just to get to 10K. Now my goal is just to keep
Amazing.
that way, to keep it, stable 10K, and then hopefully, keep improving.
Beautiful. That's really I think a dream amount for any student hitting 10K 1 month. It's really being a student. Just to remind everyone who is watching, he is still us on a student visa in Australia. And then
Yeah,
yes, and then this is that in last December he hit 10K a month, and that is in Australian dollars. So
yeah,
dream big, you can achieve. Again, I'll come back to you, Alex, and that's really inspiring, Alex, I must say. And when I talk about, like, when you said that it's really crazy and then you are two people, how do you handle that much stress, that it just back to back lot of things, you feel you're tired, and you keep going? How do you handle that much stress?
it is hard. It is hard. Sometimes I have to work until 3 a.m. Then the next morning, wake up 6 a.m. to go for a work or another job. Uh, it is quite hard, especially when you have a partner as well. Because in my case, I had some discussions about, with Sergio. because of this business, because as well he's young, so he's still teenager, so he have to
Mm.
deal with some situations like that. And but in the end, you have to keep working together. You have to find a way to work together. It's not just I am right. This is the way things do. You have to always find a middle point where both are
Yeah.
happy. Um, yeah, to have a partner in your business is quite difficult, but you always have to be open to listen
Mm.
and to be mature
Mhm.
and to teach, but also to learn
Yeah.
and uh, and communication. Keep communicating
Absolutely. Yeah.
everything. Because the moment
Right.
you stop communicating, it is something wrong there. You need to keep going and deep going, until you find why
Yeah.
there
Do,
is
do,
something missing there.
do you guys have an argument as well? As you mentioned that that you have a quite an age difference between both of you. So
Yeah.
while working, how often do you have an argument, and on what topics do you think that you have an argument?
Well, yeah, of course we do have arguments, but the most of the arguments have been related to stress because
Right.
I know if he was having another job, I was having another job, plus doing the business. I was super tired doing doing this work, and he was too tired to help me out. And then I asked him to do something, but he just forgot it because he was just too stressed with other things. And so responsibility was one of the first things that we always fight for.
Mm-hmm.
But I also had to understand that he's still young. Responsibility that's not something that he knows completely. So I have to be patient. So I have to understand as well
Yeah.
that responsibility is something that you learn with time.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, I always wanted to make this business for us to be our legacy.
Right.
To uh, so we want this business to be with us for a long period of time, to
Mm-hmm.
be dedicated to it. I don't know what's going to happen in the future with this business, but at the moment, for me, it's priority to keep working
Yes.
together, to have a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what actually, when I started my partnership business, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people told me that how difficult or almost impossible was to keep a relationship,
Hmm.
sort of a partnership.
Right.
Statistically, uh, partnership doesn't last more than 1 year.
Right. Yeah.
Like I don't know how much percent, but it's a big percentage. So it's because it's hard.
Mm.
You can't just pick whatever person just to make a business. It is hard
Well,
to pick a person to do it.
yeah, I think it's more of like either does not matter. You two people have different aspects, but you always come back to one page again.
Mhm.
So yeah, and I clearly can see the mindset that you have it. I'll come back to that. So you do you have the statistics that you mentioned? Do you have those in your mind for coming 2026? Like your
Like,
future goals? No, okay. So
oh, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, we have a lot of goals. Uh, I think the important with every goal is to state a date, an
Mm-hmm.
amount to be countable. So you have to make every objective realistic in certain time with certain amount of profit or anything. Just be to be
Mm-hmm.
countable. So we do want to reach, I don't know, 20K in some point of the end of this year, expanding our services to more like window tinting, for
Mm.
example.
Mm-hmm.
We have plans on how to develop that thing.
Yep.
We want to keep improving in marketing. We want to keep improving in Google Ads, in Meta. Now I have to feel more comfortable with camera because we want to do more videos and to
All
show
thanks
up
to
more
me.
of our business. So
Yeah.
this is a huge practice for me.
That's great. Good to know.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Right.
we have big plans for this year.
That's great. All right. When I look at just a year, so do you see your short-term goals to achieve, or do you always keep a long-term goal like I need to reach there? Because people like to split it like let me reach there, there, and there. Like what sort of personality you are, you think that you want to reach up to the goal gradually, or do you go like step by step?
Yeah, no, you have to be bold. You have to be a big goal in something that you want to reach in 1 or 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But also you have to go for some goals that you're gonna do it realistically in 1 year or in 6 months. And after that, you have to split it into different objectives
Mm.
and go in one by one until strategically
Yeah.
you feel motivated as well to keep going
Yeah.
to get
Yes.
to the specific goal. So it is important to state out those things and to have hopefully a date where you want to reach that goal, because that's going to push you. That's going to be like, hey, no, in 2 months we're supposed to do this, so we have to rush out. We have
Mm-hmm.
to keep trying something different until we do it. So yeah, it is important to have big like long-term goals, but
Right.
also have
The
those step by
steps.
step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about three things I would say that keeps you going. Uh, doesn't matter whatever the situation is.
Sorry, what was that again?
I said talk about the three things, like three aspects of your life or three mantra you have that keeps you going. Does not matter whatever the situation or whatever the mindset you're having.
Three things.
Mm,
Um, Keep focus, avoid
focused. Yes.
distractions is something that is very hard in this modern life, because you
Yeah.
have so many things. You have social media, you have friends, you have alcohol, parties, uh, so many bad things that can distract you easily from your goals. Just to keep a focused mind, it is very, very, very difficult. It is not for me, but because I have been, I guess it's easy for me just to focus in something, but I understand not many people does it. For Sergio, it wasn't the way. So I have to teach him it took some time, for him to understand that it's important to be focused. It is important to avoid distractions. And
Mm-hmm.
in a young age, it's so hard because you just want to explore, you want to do crazy stuff. But
Yeah.
for me, I already live all those stuff. I don't need alcohol. I don't need a partner,
Parties.
or I don't need wasting my time in other things, because this is taking all my time, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy because I'm passionate about it. So
Good.
uh, so one point is to keep focus.
Focused. Yeah.
Uh, Another thing will be environment.
Mm.
Uh, you don't realize how important is to keep surrounded by people that push you. That's why it's important to do networking, because with networking
Absolutely.
you're going to meet people in the same position as you mostly, with your same struggle. So you're gonna feel supported by a community. And because I can't talk to the same struggle that I'm living right now with
Yeah.
my other friends. They won't understand.
Mm-hmm.
They will listen to me, but they won't understand the struggle. But also the surrounding, it is important on how your life is going. Because if you're surrounded by people that just invite you to parties, you're gonna go to parties all the time, and you're gonna be distracted by it. Your focus is gonna be gone. Your goals are gonna be ruined. So yeah, environment is a good point as well there. And another point I will say, uh, what you want, because what I feel
Yeah.
like
The
is
clarity of
everyone,
goals. Yeah.
yes, because I feel like everyone wants the results.
Yes.
Everyone wants to get rich. Everyone wants to have financial independence or etc. but no
Yeah.
one wants to go through it. No one wants
Mm,
to pay the price of it. The people don't
true.
understand that well, to be an entrepreneur is to left a lot of things behind. Is
Mm,
to I have to learn how to say goodbye to a lot of my friends because I didn't have the time to focus into them now round. I have to say goodbye to my plans of dating
mm,
or to go for vacations, you know, because you are
yeah.
so focused, you are so full into this, and you want to do it. Is you're not gonna do it like this crazy for so long. Your plan is just to do it for some time,
Hmm.
and hopefully your business is profitable enough to have
Right.
you happy. You just can have that financial freedom you desire, but you have to work very hard, and that's not many people that want to do. They just want the results, but they don't want to work hard.
Right. I think it's more of like coming out of your comfort zone, having a clarity of your goals, what you actually want. You sit down and just make
Yeah,
the goals, you do not action on it.
yeah,
Right. Perfect. Well, it was really good. At least we get an idea like how it's not possible. Like if you think like you are a student and you cannot do it, it's more of like excuses as we came
yeah.
to know from you. Alex, before I let you go, I want you to give a summary of that your hurdles, your struggle, and the mindset you had, and the message that you wanted to give it to our you viewers, like who is dreaming to be an entrepreneur but again that's having some or other excuses.
Well, the big advice I will give to everyone is take that chance. If you have a chance for change your life, don't wait until the right moment because the right moment is not going to wait for you. That's not going to happen. You have to take the risk. You have to leave behind that fear and go for it. That's the only way you can change your life. You can't just expect to have hope into something to change in the future. You can change it. You can change your reality. You just need to just find the courage in to go through it, even if it's hard. Keep going. And if you are planning to come to Australia to study, don't think about it too much. Just do it. Because otherwise, if you don't know how the way is gonna be, doesn't matter. You're gonna find the way through the days, through the in the right time. So everything can be possible, but you just need to find the courage to do it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I believe now it's more of like the mindset, take the risk. That's as what Alex said that. And it's maybe that you should be ready with the obstacles. Maybe there's always the struggles and the challenges, but you should be ready with that. And it always comes with the mindset and the time. So again, take the risk. And Alex, you've been a great example for all of us, all of the students that who wanted to come to Australia or in any other country who are there and then having a dream to being entrepreneur. And I believe that you are a great motivation to all of us, all of those that who wanted to build a dream like you. So I wish you all the best and wish DDS to all the best of luck for the future as well. And we look forward for you to being a great entrepreneur. And I would like to have another session with you, maybe in a few months or something, that
Yeah,
how see that the DDS how DDS is going, and we'll talk more about it.
yeah, that will be. I'm keen for it just to see, the development of all these times. So yeah, that will be nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, Alex. And again, it was really great talking to you. And thank you for all your ideas and mindset. I believe that really motivated and deliver a great message to all of our viewers. Thank you so much once again. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you. No, thank you for having
Take
me.
care. Oh, good.
See
Take
you.
care. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
So thank you everyone for listening to me up to this level. And this was Luis Alexander Diaz Padro. That's his full name. I know we call him Alex. And he does not speak English when he came initially to Australia or the New Zealand. That's what his history says. He was quite new to all the things that what he started. He is doing a car detailing, with more of luxurious cars. When I say luxurious cars, it's more of like started from the Lexus going to the Porsche and Austin Martin and all of those luxurious cars with a lot amount of money. And then he did take a risk with his younger brother, who is just a teenager, and with a partnership. Initially, he was dealing with his study, work, which where I met him, and he's quite inspiring. He's a quite shy guy, being in his own focus, but again, he is clear with his goals, what he wanted to do, what he want to achieve, and there he is by himself. I would still say by himself because it's kind of in a partnership, but again, he's dealing all the things by himself. Just enlarging his detailing dream squad just by one garage. So I don't think so. It's anything which you cannot achieve. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. That's the mantra of the day. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching me and Alex alive. I will look forward to see you in my next live. Thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.